Hi, everybody, and welcome to OpenAgenda.WTF, where the WTF stands for With the Fact. We are here for respectful dialogue about issues in Colorado that affect the citizens here and also are of interest to those that are not even in Colorado. So I am Tracy, and welcome, everybody. And
Hi, I'm Lynn, and welcome. And hi, Tracy. Good.
hi, Lynn. We're going to have a fantastic session with you all today that I think you're just going to love. I would like for Lan to recap the video that she did on Monday. Then we can get into a little bit about how we're going to expand on that video as well. Take it over, Lan.
Fantastic. Well, I think the big news was that the Federal Department of Justice, DOJ, is suing Colorado and 13 or 14 other states for their unredacted voter records. The federal government has a right to those records. Our Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, is providing only redacted records, which means there's no driver's license, no birth date. The federal government also wants the last four of the Social Security because we have already found over 250,000 dead people on voter rolls. The amount of audits that we've done don't include all of the states because so many states are pushing against that. We just don't understand it. Jenna Griswold is our Secretary of State. One of her main objectives is to resist President Donald Trump. Her term as Secretary of State will end in 2026. She is running for Colorado Attorney General in 2026. With the way our government in Colorado is already, where we have the sanctuary city with Denver, we have increasing gun laws, and we need people we trust and people who care about America to be elected in our elections next year.
And I just wanted to say that the platform that she is running on states that she's defending democracy, protecting reproductive and LGBTQ plus rights, resisting Trump's influence, and providing consumer protection. And her voter base are progressive Democrats, pro-choice advocates, voters concerned about election integrity. So I am concerned about election integrity.
Too.
Our voter rolls need to be cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's two sides to every story, right?
What I was talking about the other day was in 2021, the whole thing happened with Tina Peters, where she was concerned about the integrity of the elections and made a copy of something so that it could be audited. And now she's in jail for 9 years.
In prison, in a women's facility, and she's in poor health. She's 70 years old. She's a Gold Star mom. And she was just doing her federal duty in order to protect voting integrity in Mesa County. I am a big advocate. Trump just pardoned her. He wants her released from prison. And Governor Polis and others in our political world here in Colorado do not want to release her. I'm going to be posting telephone numbers and ways to contact people that maybe we can give her.
Call and demand release.
The governor of Colorado is Jared Polis, and his phone number, get your pen out, it's 303 866 2471. And the current Colorado Attorney General is Bill Weiser. His number is 720 508 6000. And the Mesa County District Attorney is Dan Rubenstein. And his phone number is 970 244 1730. And we need to see if we can get Tina Peters out of prison. She just
Mhm.
does not belong. Even if you're not in Colorado, you can still call, pass this information along, and be very respectful and diligent. I think she deserves more. She's a political prisoner as far as I am concerned.
Mhm. A political pawn.
Yeah, and it's really
In
too bad.
in contrast, Jenna Griswold leaked, or someone in her purview, passwords in October of 2024. And they were up on her website for a week or more. I think it was even weeks. And they really hushed it up. They said they had only released half the passwords, or of the two most important passwords, they'd only released one. But that was not true. You
Voter
can,
integrity.
yeah. And what you can see now is just what a contrast, because Jenna Griswold went to audit Mesa County after Tina Peters and wouldn't let anyone else observe the audit. And then Jenna Griswold did her own audit.
She got some pushback from the local media because she hired someone who was affiliated with her or agreed
Mhm.
with her. So she did have to hire another firm. They just say that it wasn't her fault. She gets away with it, and they put Tina Peters in prison for 9 years. She's already served 1 year, and her health is failing, but we do need to get her out of there. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Do you remember 30,000? It was either 30,000 or 300,000 postcards went out to illegal aliens right before the election, reminding them to get registered to vote. And oh, whoops, that was a mistake. A lot of mistakes. We should see fairness and consistency in how
Yeah.
these things are handled.
Part of her platform is voter integrity, but the way that she's handled issues with the Colorado Secretary of State office, where she's serving right now, I'm a little bit concerned about her becoming Colorado's Attorney General. The gun laws and the restrictions that they are putting on us, and how her being the Attorney General, even though the gun law restrictions are voted on by the General Assembly, she'll have the final say on how to prosecute or persecute those that have things.
As Attorney General, she would be the prosecutor, would be the chief legal officer for our state. And so that's a little concerning, especially when we are looking at Colorado passed 8 gun laws in 2024. In 2025, they passed 12. And many of these will become effective next year in a couple weeks.
Do you have what laws that they are?
I have a great list here. Semi-automatic firearm purchase requirements and restrictions. Expanded age and purchase limitations related to ammunition. You have to be 21 now to buy ammunition. Additional compliance and enforcement mechanisms affecting lawful owners. New permitting and inspection rules for gun dealers. Vehicle firearm storage requirements, code tracking for merchants, proposed excise tax on firearms and ammunition, and this was voter approved, expanded investigative authority for state agencies. That sounds scary.
Yet I'm seeing here that in September of this year, 2025, there was a federal lawsuit challenging Colorado's sweeping semi-automatic gun restrictions. That they are facing a federal lawsuit from the Colorado State Shooting Association and the state's official National Rifle Association. So if she is the one that will be overseeing this lawsuit, it brings great concern to me.
That is such a good point. They keep whittling it away. And we just read the Second Amendment. It is very clear.
Can I read it?
Yes, I would love for you to read it.
The constitutional text The right to keep and bear arms appears in the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution as follows: a well regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is in our Constitution of the United States of America.
I call all these laws and adjustments infringements. They are infringing. Bit by bit, chip, chip, chip.
Yes, they are. And there's different rules for different parts of Colorado, which is very interesting. They talk about the home rule, and the rules in Denver and Boulder are different than most of the state of Colorado because of the population base in those areas. It's like our gun laws are different, our voting rights are a little bit different, our immigration laws are a little bit different because Denver is a sanctuary city. This home rule authority, I don't know why we just can't have one constitution, one rule for everybody in the state. And just bear, hear me out here for a little bit on these gun laws. I believe that I've done some research on the statistics of the general areas in Colorado that don't have such limiting gun rights. And the statistics for Denver and who have this home rule authority is so much more than any other place in the state. And of course, they have a bigger population base. But is it really effective to have these additional rules for Denver and Boulder?
Our rights shouldn't be depending on our location
They are.
or our political climate. The rights should be just a very consistent, nonpartisan issue, no matter where you are.
Well, if we elect to live in Colorado, we want to be a unified Colorado.
Yes.
Yes. It's like people from other states say, oh, you live in Commie, Kelly, Colorado. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but it really breaks my heart.
Years ago,
Been pretty blue for a while, but
we used to say, "Don't Californicate, Colorado."
well, I think
It
there's a lot of good people in California too, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
One
that
of the central questions here, Tracy, is at what point does a constitutional right become a regulated privilege? At what point does a constitutional right become a regulated privilege?
how does our audience feel about this?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be diverse opinions, of course. I just feel that the right to keep and bear arms is necessary. This past week, there have been so many instances of gun violence, and the first thing that many people want to do is take away our guns. I just think that is so wrong. We need to have gun rights in order to protect ourselves, maybe even from the government. Why that was written into the Constitution.
I've got some of the negative effects that the way these law changes can affect everyday people here in Colorado.
Very good.
Increasing costs and time burdens for concealed carry permits. So, legal risks for otherwise law abiding gun owners due to complex rules. Challenges for rural residents with limited access to certified training because now the certified training is mandatory. Financial and regulatory pressure on small firearm retailers and disparity between criminal behavior and who is most impacted by regulations, criminals or normal people.
Criminals are always going to find a way to get guns.
I'm also hearing from sheriffs, especially on the western slope, but when they're requiring all this new training and certified trainers and all this stuff, there's no funding for that. They haven't provided any funding to the law enforcement officers to make this stuff happen. So they're going to be using their city or county budgets to try to accomplish it.
I was just going to ask, responsible for paying for that. you know?
So then it
So
comes
the
back.
state of Colorado sets the rules, but it's the responsibility of each municipality to enforce those rules.
Well, the way they've done the budget, it kind of gives them no new funding to implement all this new stuff. So the sheriffs are there scratching their heads like, where are we supposed to come up with all this?
And it takes funds from other needed things that these municipalities need.
I have some solutions. Let's make those calls. Let's demand they release Tina Peters. I'm going to do it today. So let's all do it. Make sure you understand which laws are taking effect in 26 and how that's going to affect you or your ability to carry or purchase a firearm. Participate in the primaries. This is going to be such an important election year. So May, June, that's really the time to be watching who's running and what they're standing for.
We need to get that mail-in ballot, right?
That's right. We can help evaluate candidates using a rights and results checklist. We want to continue to support transparency, constitutional consistency, and accountability. Stay informed and stay engaged at the state and local level. It's going to be a busy year, 2026, for Republicans to really show up.
There is a lot at stake.
There is a lot at stake.
And we do want to provide solutions as well as highlighting some of the concerns that we have as voters in the state of Colorado and citizens of the state of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're researching things, we're getting the facts out there so that we can make informed decisions.
That's right. Rights are, in general, eroded gradually, not suddenly. So let's not be that lobster in the pot. Let's stay informed, stay involved, and be active in protecting your constitutional rights. They are God-given rights. They are not government-granted privileges.
Very well said, Lynn.
Yay, us.
Yeah.
So we really want you guys to like and subscribe, contribute. It really helps us a lot. And we would love your feedback or any ideas for other topics, especially in Colorado, that you would like for us to do some research and figure out the facts.
Yes, I agree with that. And it not only helps us, but it helps everybody out there who's watching this video. These are really major concerns no matter where you live. Help us help Coloradoans. Join the conversation. We want to know what you're thinking and stay involved, because if you don't, then what will happen, Lynn?
Somebody else will write the rules.
And we don't want that.
We want to write our rules. We already got good rules. We just need to keep bringing them up.
Enforce them, right?
Right.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.